Hi, in this video we will see how you can solve the minimum withdrawals question from the Heg with Infi sample test paper. It is the second medium question actually, and let me just walk you through it how you can solve this question. So let me just first read the statement which is given here. There is a unique ATM in Wonderland. Wonderland is a place in which an ATM exists. Imagine this ATM has an array of numbers. There is an array of numbers of an ATM. You can withdraw cash only from either ends of the array. So there is a condition, you can take the amount from the ATM's array from either ends, either from the front or either from the back. Sarah wants to withdraw X amounts of cash from the ATM. Sarah is a girl who lives in Wonderland and wants to withdraw X amount of cash from this ATM. So she can either uh, take the amount from front or the end of the array. What is the minimum number of withdrawals Sarah would need to accumulate X amount of cash? Okay, so this question is saying that you need to know minimum amounts that Sarah need to accumulate to collect the X amount from the ATM. If it is not possible to collect the exactly X amount, then return -1. Okay. So what is the input format? Here there will be given n, the number of elements in the ATM or an array, then ith element of n subsequent will represent an integer, then next line will contain x, which is the amount that Sarah needs to accumulate. So what are the constraints here? N will be 10 to the power 5 and ATM of I will be 10 to the power 5 and x will be 10 to the power 5. So let me just explain you what the question is. So this is the first test case given in the question. Let me just dry run it and show you how this process is going to work. So there is given n, which is the number of elements R2, and in ATM array there are two elements given, 1 and 1, these two, and this is n. Okay, and this is x. This is the amount that we need to collect from this array. Okay, so x is what? X is given 3. Oh, x is given 3. Okay, now we can collect the amount from front or back. Okay, so let's just collect it from front. We will collect it from front. Then what array will remain? Array will be remain only of 1. Okay, this will be discarded. Okay, and from 3, 1 will be subtracted. Now new x will be what? New x will be 2. Now from where you can subtract accumulate the amount, either from the front or from the back, but there is only one position, so you can only take this to accumulate the amount. So take this amount, uh, cancel it and minus from it. Okay, then x will remain what? 1. So you can see Sarah did not actually collect the amount 1, collected the amount 3 from the whole array. So there is amount 1 remaining, so the transaction is not completed. Then the answer is -1, because she cannot withdraw the amount 3 from the ATM. Okay, now let me. So what are the observation in this question is observation. Observation is what? uh, Suppose there is a array given, which is 4 1 1 1 2 3 and 5, and we need to collect the amount. Suppose x is given what, 5. Okay, now just think that we are extracting the element from either ends. Okay, not in between, we are only subtracting the elements from either ends, either from here or either from here. So the array size will decrease from either here or either here. But at the end of transactions, all the transaction when completed, there will be a sub array remain. Only a sub array will remain, not a subset, but a sub array, a contiguous sub array. So what does I mean from contiguous sub array, which is continuous elements from in array will remain, because we are subtracting the elements from either ends of the array. We are not subtracting it from the middle. Okay, so this is the main observation of this question. Now this question actually becomes what? Suppose, let me just write again, 1 1 1 2 3 and 5. Okay, so what should be the answer here is, answer should be 1, because how? Because we can take the element from the last and subtract it, then x will become 0. Now Sarah amount is being calculated. Okay, so the array will remain what? 4 1 1 1 2 3. Now transaction is completed and the array remain what? This, which is contiguous. See, this is the series which has come from start to end, and it is exactly same except from the last element. So there is no breakage from the between of it. Okay, so what we can uh, clearly observe that we need to calculate the largest sub array which has the sum k, and k is what? Total sum of array minus x. Okay, why? So let me just calculate the amount, the sum of these elements. Okay, 4 plus 1 6 7. Okay, 4 plus 1 5, 6 7, then 9, then 12, then 5, it is 17. Okay, now after collecting the amount x from this array, the array will remain what? 4 1 1 1 2 3, which is what? Which is uh, 12. Okay, so now you can clearly observe that the total sum is what? 17. Okay, and x is what? 5. Now from total sum is 17, now x is 5. Now k will remain what? K will become k will become 12. Okay, which is the sum of this subarray which we got after the after all the operations perform. Okay, so what we need to calculate? We need to simply calculate the largest possible subarray with sum k, and k is what? This. Okay, so now I will tell you how you can solve this by showing you the code actually. Okay, so now I will show you my code, how I have solved it. So first of all, I have taken the input in the main function. I am solving in the C++ language. You can solve it in any other language, the logic will be same. We will take first an integer n as an input, then we will make an array or a vector, then we will just take the total sum variable and sum all the elements and take the input of the array. Then we will take the input x, which is the amount that we need to calculate, accumulate. Then int result, we will store the result of our function in the result and output the result. Okay, the function will pass the parameter atm as an array and total sum minus x, which is k. Okay, which is k, into this function. Okay. Okay, so from here I will just simply make an unordered map, which is an hash table type data structure. Then we will just initialize someone, and max length is equal to 0. Max length represents what? The largest subarray uh, till then, which have sum is equal to k, and some represent the current sum of the prefix sum, actually. Okay, then from starting uh, now we have started traversing from start to end, and we will first simply sum plus we will do simply sum plus equal to atm of I. That means we can uh, add the current element into the sum. If sum double equals x, then maximum length should be I plus 1. Okay, I plus 1. Why? Because I is the index of the subarray. Okay, I plus 1, because we are starting from 0. Then we need to actually increase the I with 1 to get the correct output. Then we will just simply check if map already contains this sum or not. If it does not contain, then we will store in it. Okay, so we will use it afterwards. Okay, then if we will find sum minus x, that means we uh, actually there are n square subarrays that we can calculate, but we are optimizing it by using already storing the subarrays sum. Okay, then we will just simply check sum minus x will present is present here or not. If it is present, then we will just simply take the maximum of maximum length comma I minus, which is the index of the current sum, minus the index of the sum minus x, which we have stored here. Okay, now after performing these operations in a for loop continuous manner, if maximum length double equals 0, then maximum length if contains as same as from starting, then there will be no answer. Otherwise we will return the answer as atm size minus maximum length, which will give you the minimum task or the operations. Okay, so we will just run the code. Okay, then we will submit it. Yeah, it is accepted, you can see. Okay, so thanks for watching. You can subscribe my channel for the more upcoming videos. You can comment on my in this video. Okay, so thanks for watching.